and you become a beast and you lead tight ends and touchdowns. You hold in 11 as Robert Tonyan did, and he is on the Packers, and he had over 50 catches. He was a real weapon for Aaron Rodgers, and he's with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. Robert, how you doing today, man?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute pleasure. Again, I just kind of chronicled your path for those who might not know. It wasn't a straight shot. You played, a smaller brand of college football, undrafted by Detroit, and then boom, you're one of Rodgers' favorite targets in the red zone. What has the last couple of years been like for you? It's got to be amazing, but take us behind Robert Tonyan's curtain.
Yeah, it's just been a couple of years of growth and maturity and just getting a lot of wisdom thrown at me and just soaking it up like a sponge. Just having good veterans in front of me like Aaron and Mercedes Lewis, just trying to just accept my path, accept my role, accept my process, and own it and just try to be the best me.
Yeah, no, and one of the most impressive stats is you had 0 drops on the season, which is awesome. And I'm sure playing with for or under and beside Aaron Rodgers, he kind of demands that. How important was it for your career to have a guy like that as your quarterback?
Yeah, coming from where I was and the path I took and the changing and all that stuff of positions, getting a quarterback who's as successful as Aaron, but more so just the leadership aspect of it that he has, and taking me under his wing and just teaching me things and understanding that I want to be great, and just him not letting me go below that standard. It's been very beneficial to me, especially being behind a couple of guys like Jimmy Graham and stuff like that younger in my career, and then getting the chance to kind of come out and be the starting guy and being the guy in the tight end room, and just letting my time flourish, and having my back has been helpful because I can just go out and play football and not have to worry about having who's back there behind center, because I think 12 is pretty decent as a quarterback.
He might hang around for a little bit. He might make a few bucks, and we're gonna get back to the game or into the game with the Bucks, and even some of the things with Rodgers right now, and just how great he is, and what his future might entail in terms of how long he plays, whatever. But I am curious, and again, we're talking to Robert Tonyan with us here. 10 touchdowns for the Packers, tight end, great season. I'm curious. It's probably a strange question for you, but when you don't take the conventional path of stardom, and again, every player earns it, that's for damn sure, but you really had to earn it. I mean, you had to fight and scratch and claw. When you were taking this different road to get to where you are now, did you always believe that you were just overlooked but absolutely good enough, or were you, quite frankly, not sure if you were good enough to get to where you are right now?
Yeah, I think that everyone has those internal battles, and I think that's what the adversity and the internal battles kind of make us who we are. And I'm a competitive person, so I didn't want to lose that internal battle with myself. So just keep putting my head down and working, and just trying to put myself in a position to, get recognized. And, coming from a small high school, then a small college, I knew I could play football, and I knew I was a football player, and someone in the NFL was going to find me. So I just wanted to kind of continue to just put my brand of football out there wherever I was, and, stick. And wherever I would stick, I obviously think that I would make a name for myself just by the player I am. And, I stuck with Green Bay early on in my career, and I'm very thankful.
Well, now you're going to start making some money there, Rob.
That's how it works.
He's right. Tiki knows. Yeah. He started a late second-round pick, and then he made millions. You're getting paid soon, man.
Exactly. Let's get to the game this last weekend. And I know it's frustrating because, the hardest thing, and I'm sure you're struggling with this now, and I know that Aaron said this after the game, is once you get this deep, it's like, man, we got to go through the whole season again just to get back to this spot, or get back to the opportunity to get back to this spot. How frustrating was that? Because you guys have been one of the best teams in football, and then you just came up a little bit short against a really good Bucs team. How frustrating was that for you guys?
Yeah. We were at dinner last night. We were actually just talking about the same thing, and it's just when you're in the locker room after the game, you're just kind of thinking about, what could have went different. But then you're also thinking about how far you've came from the off season, and the same feeling last year, in the NFC Championship, when we were in San Fran and we lost. So it is a grind, and it's just, you feel like you almost are unaccomplished and you did all that work for nothing. And, it is good to think that way a little bit because you can always get better, but, there's so many positives to take away from the season. It's just unfortunate the way it ended the way it did.
It was a heck of a game. Obviously, you guys wanted a different result. Take us into your mindset. You guys are on the 8-yard line. This obviously is the key sequence of the game here. So you know that you have the timeouts, and coaches talked about this right after the game. He talked about this, obviously. You have the timeouts. You have the 2-minute warning. First down, no yards. Second down, no yards. Third down, no yards. Rodgers, I thought, could have run it in but didn't. So you guys go for the 3 spot on 4th and 8. I understand what LaFleur was thinking because, when you don't gain a yard – It's tough. I mean, I get it. I also think a lot of people disagree with me for getting it, maybe somewhat agreeing to an extent. As that's going on in real time, Robert, are you stunned that you guys are going for the field goal? What are you thinking in that moment?
No, definitely not stunned, and understanding, the game and how everything can play out and all the variables and all the situations that can come from it. I think it's a call that Matt made, and we just have to roll with it. We were struggling to get points on the board. I think we just needed to get points on the board. But, as an offense, as a gunner, we just want to, keep going. We just, 4th down, it is what it is. We can get 8. We always feel that we can get the 4th down, but Matt made a decision, and we went with it. And, if it worked out, then, all praise to him. But then, obviously, it didn't work out, so it's seen under a microscope. So it kind of is what it is at that point.
Yeah, no, it's almost impossible to answer the question because it easily could have went the other way, and obviously it didn't. Or defense could have gotten a stop, and all of a sudden you have a chance, and Aaron Rodgers is leading a game-winning drive to win the football game and put you guys in the Super Bowl. But thinking about what comes next. Now the offseason will feel short just because you got so deep, and by March you'll be working out again, maybe even earlier than that. Getting ready for the 2021 season. Aaron was interesting because he said he would. Everything is uncertain. It always is uncertain, but. Do you feel like this Packers team, who has been in the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row, is still primed, and is that window still wide open for you guys?
Of course. I think the guys that we have in that locker room as well aren't satisfied of where we're at and understand that it's a grind to get back to that opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. And I know that these guys are going to go into this offseason with a bad taste in their mouth because of how close we were and how good we were. So I'm not worried about the guys this offseason. They're going to come back better than ever, and I'm excited to see, what teammates of mine come back and their improvements and their progress. I can't wait to see it.
We're talking to Robert Tonyan, 11 touchdowns on the season, 52 catches for the Packers, third year with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. Just finished up his third year. Robert, help us out with something. Common sense, and again, there was a lot of noise because of what Rodgers said, although it was just got to being honest at the press conference after the game. But when it's somebody of that magnitude, if Brady said that, Eddie, if Manning said that back in the day, Peyton, Drew Brees, you're going to get this kind of reaction. It's one of the luminaries of the game. Having said that, we know that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback for the Packers next year, but we do help us with Jordan Love. Like when he was drafted, we were obviously stunned, and I'm not going to put you in a position to comment on that, but I am curious, what do you see from him in practice? What is he like as a teammate? Because he really is the great unknown. We have no idea if he's miles away from being ready or if he's really popping on the practice field. What is Jordan Love like? We have no clue.
Yeah, he's a great dude. He's a great locker room guy. He's a willing learner. I think he has two good quarterbacks ahead of him with Tim Boyle and Aaron just learning. And he is a good quarterback coach in the offseason when he goes back out to California in the offseason. So he's going to continue to get better. He's going to own his process. I don't think, just telling him don't worry about the outside noise. His process is his process. He's going to continue to get better. And, he has time to learn, he has time to pick brains, and he has time to feel out, the locker room and the facility for the future. And I think he's been doing a good job, and he's going to continue to do a good job. And just focusing on himself and his process.
What about the pure physical traits? Throwing the ball, obviously he's a good athlete. It seems like he's a good kid, and he's putting his head in the playbook, and he's cerebral. Throwing the football, letting it rip, just athletically, he has everything you need, right?
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Moves around well, throws the ball well on the run, and just what he does for the scout team, and just putting, giving our defense good looks and just throwing it around. And it's good practice for him right now for, commanding the huddle and, at the line audibles or whatever it is. Just it gives him a chance to kind of go out there in a little simulated environment and just get better.
Now, Robert, you mentioned the outside noise, and that's the outside noise is guys like me and BT. We speculate. We talk about, this is going to be so tough in that locker room. I mean, you guys were so good. This probably wasn't an issue. But did you hear all the noise around this draft pick? And I'm assuming it didn't affect you. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that the players can't control, and that's okay. That's not our job. Our job is to go out there and work with the coaches and get better and get ready to play on Sundays, no matter who's in the building or who's, suited up. So I think that our team this year had a good outlook on that, just worrying about just playing football and just trying to win a Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.